For the first time in more than 15 years, Palestinians will head to the polls to elect a new parliament and president. Palestinian Authority President Mahmoud Abbas has issued presidential decrees setting dates for legislative and presidential elections in May and July, respectively.
The path to these elections is not paved with roses, especially since there is an Israeli occupation that controls the Palestinian territories in the occupied West Bank and Jerusalem.
In 2005, President Abbas was elected to a 4-year term. The last time Palestinians voted in a general election was in 2006, when the Islamist Hamas faction swept to a surprise victory. 1 year later, it wrestled control of the Gaza Strip from Abbas's Fatah party in a bloody takeover that resulted in a political standoff that has remained until now. The Palestinian parliament has been inactive for years, and despite the apparent agreement on elections, experts mindful of numerous failed attempts at reconciliation say a host of obstacles and challenges to holding these elections remain.
It's too early to be optimistic about holding elections, despite the issuance of a presidential decree. There are a host of obstacles and challenges to holding these elections. One of the challenges is the ability to hold elections in the city of Jerusalem if Israel prohibits the holding of elections in accordance with the 1995 election protocol.
Abbas also called for voters in East Jerusalem to be included in the election, but Israel has yet to comment on whether it will allow the Palestinians living in the city to cast their ballots as they did 15 years ago.
The other thing is to set up an election court, and if the Hamas police in the Gaza Strip will be allowed to have jurisdiction over protecting the polling stations and boxes.
Harb says the environment must be conducive for the elections and not to suppress election campaigns or carry out arrests. Bassem Hadaide is an election expert who says there are more than 1 million Palestinians for whom this will be a new experience, having never had the opportunity to vote. Hadaide says to ensure the results are respected, an international presence is essential.
It is very important to have international monitoring so as not to give anyone a chance to question the integrity and fairness of the election results. Not having monitors will lead to doubts.
Elayan says aside from popular demand, regional and international pressure played a role in forcing the Palestinians to agree on a date for elections.
In addition to internal pressure, there are regional and international pressures. The Biden administration, which hasn't even taken office yet, has already interfered in this matter and stipulated the necessity of holding elections. The European Union spoke more than once with President Mahmoud Abbas about the necessity of holding elections. There were many excuses: the occupation, the deal of the century, the coronavirus. If the Americans can hold elections, so can we.
Distrust, division, and accusations of widespread corruption. Many Palestinians doubt the elections will take place, and many go as far as to question the integrity and fairness of the election results even before they're held. Mohammed Al-Qasim in Ramallah, the West Bank, reporting for the Media Line.
News needs trained journalists. The Media Line, the first American nonprofit news agency covering the Middle East, has mentored scores of students from prestigious American universities and around the globe. We are one of the best-kept secrets. Universities are partners. Students receive credit. In order to bring you trusted news, we need support for our future journalists. Please make your tax-deductible gift today. Go to themedialine.org.